announcement to make. Box Day. What is up, everyone? Gojit A51 here, finally back with a box day. It's been a little while. Had to get some things in order to do this, but here we are finally. Let's open. Ooh, we got swag for the new Terminator movie. Cool. For Maleficent 2. Cool. And for Gamera, which isn't coming. And for a convention of some sort. And okay, I was wrong, read it wrong. From Flossie's Gifts, I pre-ordered this a couple of months ago. We have the RIC edition of Orga, a figure that a lot of people have wanted and a lot of people have been asking for months, years, and here we have the 25 centimeter. Enough talk, let's open. Holy shit, this thing is big. Look at this in here. It's huge. Let's get him out. This boat oar of a tail. Awesome. Very thin spot to put on. That's alright. So we have the RIC Extra. What Orga looks like before actually coming fully, up with the Godzilla cells and turning into his more adult form. Awesome. Love it. He can stand on his own. Also, he's made of vinyl. Hollow vinyl, stand on his own. Plus, almost you can make him look like he's walking around. Now for the main event, we have the Y2K monster itself. Here we are. Right off the bat, this thing is amazing. It is massive for a 25 centimeter. The paint job is very different than what you could see in the movie. I think in the movie, it was a lot of night shots. You couldn't really see all of the detail that was in Orga. but this is awesome, and he has a date with a blow dryer. And here it is. And it is awesome. Just looking at the detail in the sculpt and the paint job with it, the face, the fangs, the way how the giant arms are as well. Just, this thing's awesome. Okay, the shoulder mounted like little cannon thing that it has, awesome. Okay. To enjoy the sculpt of this, you know, the only figure that I've had of Orga was the Bandai. It's a nice figure, don't get me wrong, but it didn't have as much detail in it as this, of course, X Plus. So this is awesome. Okay, top to bottom. I guess I should talk about the RIC feature first. Technically, it did come first in the film. So, in Godzilla 2000, or Godzilla Millennium, you know, the ship that brought Orga, which this movie reminds me a lot about John Carpenter's The Thing. You know, a ship that crash lands on Earth, lands, it stays underground or underwater, thousands of years, who knows how long it's been down there. Eventually it's unearthed, comes out and tries to assimilate mankind and things on Earth as well. Sound familiar? Oh, awesome movie. But, yeah, that's what this thing reminds me of. John Carpenter's thing. Not as gory and disgusting as that thing, but, you know, kind of the same principle. Wants to, you know, assimilate Earth and, you know, pretty much live on our universe, our solar system and stuff like that. So, right before he transforms into this big guy, he goes through a stage like this when he comes out, and in the film, yeah, the CG isn't really that good. Maybe if they made like a prop for this, it would have looked a lot better, but I kind of think, I have a nutcase for thinking this. I think this movie, in several scenes, actually, you know, took jabs at Roland Emmerich and Dean Devlin. Okay, because, you know, they did Independence Day. Doesn't this monster, this form, the alien, look a little bit like the Independence Day alien? Also, you know, there are a lot of scenes in the movie that, you know, uses questionable CG. Once again, I'm not making fun of the film, you know, but the suit work is so much better. But he uses kind of questionable CG, you know, kind of like other film that they made, which uses kind of questionable CG. And I feel like this movie was kind of, you know, taking a jab at them, you know, for a lot of scenes, you know. But, you know, this thing's awesome. Very, you know, not really posable, but actually moves around a lot and looks awesome. Right under the back of the neck there is, you know, the little, you know, X Plus, trademark Toho, stuff like that. Awesome. This thing is awesome. You know, if this thing was just on its own sold, you know, I think this would be a great figure on its own. Maybe if it was a little bigger, you know, you could do like a full price on it. But, you know, this thing is awesome. Okay, I love the way the arms are. I like the little gold flakes on it as well. to give it like some more texture. Awesome. Now, on to the main event. This is what this little thing transforms into. So if you want to do like an evolution step, kind of like that, you know. Starts off small, gets really big then. This is when he starts to, you know, adapt and actually, you know, take a part of the G cells and regenerator G1. And, you know, become its own, you know, kaiju fear. So it makes you wonder what this thing looks like at first. Because in the film, all you see is the ship. It absorbs the G cells and becomes this. So this is what happens when it fully gets all the G cells. So it makes you wonder what this thing started off as. Was it just the ship? Were there aliens inside of the ship? Whatever. Transforms into this, and this thing is awesome. In the film, it... Oh, oops, knocked down. It didn't really move around that much. Which, you know, okay, fine. Still, awesome film. I love Godzilla 2000. Excellent film. That was technically the third Godzilla, no, actually, second Godzilla film I saw in theaters as a young one. And, that whole thing with Godzilla 2000, just awesome. I love the way it looked. I love the way how it was you know, shown off. And then this monster to show up just looked awesome. And towards the end of the film, he tries to actually eat Godzilla and you know, transform into his own version of Godzilla. Just awesome. Let's go into the figure itself and to, you know, the sculpt, the way it looks, all that other stuff. I keep knocking you over. Stop. Go over there. Here, the coat will protect you. Okay. Okay, let's start off with the face. Awesome monstrous face. I love the way how the fangs are done. Very movie accurate, actually perfect to the film. Okay, and actually I never even noticed, if you look inside the mouth, there's actually another layer of teeth inside the mouth as well. Looking awesome, almost like a snake. Looking great. Go on to the orange eyes. Now, they might seem simple because they're one solid color, but there's a little bit of texturing around the outside of it as well. Looking awesome. Now, for the longest time, I thought Orga was just gray. Not this. They actually give him like a bronzed, you know, almost a metallic look to him. Looking awesome. Goes throughout the entire body. Awesome. And actually, through the arms, you can see more of like a stained color, more like... it's like tarnish for like a bronze or something, like for a different metal. This looks awesome. Go around to the back where, you know, it used to be this tiny head and transformed into his whole back, just looking awesome. Speaking of the back, you have the shoulder cannon that, you know, pretty much is part of his back. Just awesome. It's a little smaller than I thought, but, you know, that's fine. It looks awesome. Okay. Then you move on to, you know, the back of the shell, and just, it's got a lot going on back here. Just looking awesome. And I never noticed this with the suit before. When you actually go down to the bottom where the base almost meets the tail, he has like these little tendril things coming out. Were those the tendrils that came out of the ship that tried to wrap up Godzilla? Don't know. Move on to the feet and the legs. A very simple three-toed scheme. And the claws and the nail have like that tarnished bluish green. Awesome. Just love it. Okay. Then you look at the undercarriage, kind of like a turtle. This thing is just armored all over, just looking awesome. The bottoms of the feet looking. This thing almost reminds me of Godzilla Earth, the figure that came out last year. And sculpt-wise, just the way how it looks, just awesome. Awesome. All over awesome. Gigantic hands, only 3 fingers on them, but still awesome. Just reminds me of the Atari games where Orga could just pick you up with one arm and just throw you around. Just looks awesome. You know, I just thought of an idea. If they were to market this figure, but just the arms and some as back scratchers, be awesome. Just look at those fingernails. All right. That looks like you'd scratch your back and just feel great. Awesome. Then move on finally to the tail. Very creepy looking, very lizard-like tail until you get to the actual tip and it looks like a giant boat oar. You know, you splash around. Just awesome. This thing is awesome. 10 out of 10, awesome. Okay, this makes me want to see a Megaguirus come out. Or if they were to make another version of this with the ship, like a 30 centimeter, and it came with the ship, I wouldn't hesitate buying that. If it was a 30, if it was another 25 centimeter with the ship, not so much. But it was a 30 centimeter with a ship, oh yeah. Oh yeah. And actually, I might sell that actually just to have the ship, to have the entire evolution of Orga. But then again, I'd have to actually look at that figure as well, if they ever did do that. But props. This thing is awesome. But what is Orga without his co-star in the film, Godzilla? Here we are with the two monsters from Godzilla 2000, and Orga. And from memory serving me, they are perfect together. Okay, Godzilla was a little bit taller, Orga was much wider. And the way the battle went, these both just looked amazing when they fought each other. The fight wasn't really that good. Yes, I'll admit that the fight wasn't that good. Who cares? They looked awesome. The story was awesome. I just loved everything about this film. Okay, them bouncing into each other, banging into each other, it's fine. Okay, then when the way how the fight finished off made it all worthwhile. Just the way how they destroyed the suit for Orga just looked awesome. Loved it. The way how they made Godzilla, they made him over again. Awesome. And the way how these two look, these two make a great set. If they were to sell these things together, for those who missed out on this Godzilla, I think that'd be a great idea for the future. I think it'd be a pretty penny as well. But still, these figures are awesome together. Orga by himself is awesome. I love the RIC as well. Thank you very much, Flossie's Gifts, John Stanowski, for hooking me up with this. And allowing me to, pay it off the way how I did. Very awesome, very gracious of him. Thank you very much. And if you are waiting for an Orga, if you want Orga, I think Hobby Search still has the standard, and I think John at Flossie's, they have one left. I think. At the time of this recording, they have one left. I will check during editing to see if that's true, and I will put it in the video here. If it's still up there, I highly recommend that you get it. Okay, this thing is awesome for the size, the weight. Now, okay, one little gripe, which is not John's fault. Okay, the way how this thing came, you saw the size of the box. And the way how things are going with shipping nowadays, this figure was, I believe, $54 something, almost $55 that this thing shipped to me. It sounds like a lot. It kind of is, but if you give yourself enough time to save up, it pretty much really didn't really matter. Yes, other things came out that delayed me from getting this figure, but it's worth it. This thing is awesome. Now, if you bought this from Hobby Search, I'm not sure how much they would have charged you to send it here to the U.S., but you will not be disappointed with this. This thing is awesome. Size, the weight, the paint job, the sculpt, all of it. Awesome. The RIC Extra, I love this thing. This thing is really cool. Okay. Telling you, the movie reminds me a lot about John Carpenter's The Thing. Okay, wanted to assimilate mankind and live here on Earth. Just this thing's awesome. This monster is awesome. So glad we finally have an Orga to go in the the line. It looks awesome. I highly recommend this figure to anyone and everyone who wants to buy one. Get it. Don't wait. If you wait broke the wagon. Don't hesitate. Okay? Of course, you gotta pay for your bills, okay? But if you're on the fence and you have the ability to buy, I highly recommend it. Okay? Other than that, this is Gojira851 saying good night. I have another box day that came. I'm going to be reviewing that next. I'm going to first work on editing this and showing it off. But until next time, this is Gojira851 saying good night. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Shop at Flossie's Gifts. Shop at Vampire Robots. shop at Hobby Search. Awesome collector. These figures are out there and they're waiting to be bought. Pretty sure Orga is gone by now, but if he isn't, I highly recommend. Till next time, y'all have a good night. Take you later.